Hey YouTube, today is Friday and I'm here with your Scandal review. It was a new episode. It was pretty much focused around Huck and how him and Olivia, got each other and him as a person and who he is. So this is uh one of those about Huck episodes. Starts off, it's about 5 years ago. Olivia is trying to get ready to get on this train. And Huck is looking like, I guess he is a homeless guy because he's all face growed up. You don't even really recognize him. Got on dirty clothes or whatever. And Olivia was like pacing. She was looking at her clock or whatever. And she saw Huck, and he was saying some words, I guess, so, telling her like what time the train will come, like if it'll be exact or whatever. And so when he was saying it, she's like, what's taking this train so long or something? And he just bust out with some little words, like he seemed crazy, but she caught it because the train came exactly when he said it was gonna come. So she looked surprised and shocked, and she put some money in his thing, and she told him that he'll always have a cup of coffee, every morning or whatever. So that was 5 years ago. That's how I guess they met. So it shoots back to Huck being in this corner, and he just keeps saying 752, 752, 752. Nobody's understanding what that means. They can't get him to come out the corner or talk to him or none of that. It shows Fitz is at the hospital with Olivia still. Secret Service and all those people there. The doctor's checking her out, and he was like, you got a great person or something that won't leave your side or something. Who was Fitz? That's what the doctor was telling Olivia. And so she gave him like this fake smile, like if only you knew. And so Fitz comes from the back, from behind, out the little dark, and he goes, "Thank you so much for taking care of my good friend. I really appreciate it. She gonna be okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's gonna be fine. She'll probably be able to go home tomorrow." And so the doctor leaves. But before he leaves, he goes, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I feel so honored. I voted for you. I'm glad you won, and all that." And Fitz is like, "I really appreciate it. Thank you for everything you've done. You know, thank you. I appreciate you taking care of my friend." So the doctor leave out, and Fitz come, and she's like, "Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me." And he's like, "Can you ever forgive me?" And she's like, "I will never forgive you." And she said it with so much power, like he knew that she, that she had, that he made her mad, real mad. So it goes away from that scene, goes back to Huck and Abby and Quinn and Harrison. Harrison, he's like, "I found her. She's in the hospital. She hurt her head. I'ma go check on her. I'ma go check on her. Y'all stay here and try to see what's going on with him." Harrison goes up to the hospital. He's trying to and so that's when they piece together that the man with the hat must have hurt Olivia and did something to Huck, so it must be real serious. So he said, "I'm gonna go down here and check her and see what happened." He get down to the hospital. Nobody will let him in. Secret Service like, "No, you're not going in there." And he was like, "I don't care. I'm not trying to be. I'm not the president's. The president's not my boss. He's your boss. I'm trying to go in there and check on my boss. This is my boss. I need to talk to her. I am such and such and so and so." And they standing there like, "Yep, glad that's who you are. You still not getting in." He's like, "I'm still not getting in, huh?" And they was like, "Nope." And so he looked behind him, and he see the man with the hat bringing some flowers. So he goes, "Hey, wait a minute!" And he runs after him. The elevator closed before he can get to him, so he runs down the stairs to a floor where he think he will be on. By the time the elevator opened, the man was gone, and the only thing that was left was the flowers. So the man calls Cyrus, and Cyrus calls the man or whatever, and he goes, "Did you get to her?" And he was like, "No, she's heavily guarded." Um, you know, and he asked, "Do you know to find out the relationship between her and Jake?" And he was like, "Okay, I will do it." Then Harrison goes back to the gladiator room or whatever, and he tells the group that she was heavily guarded. A lot of people were there. Um, A lot of people were there, so nobody would let her in. Like he told her the CIA was there covering her real well. He didn't tell her that it was Secret Service because Harrison picked up on something. So finally, um, they asked, how Huck was doing. They was like, he's still sitting in the corner saying 752. They don't know what 752 means. So it's flashing back to, this is Huck's story. It keeps going flashback. They'll show a few regular scenes, then they'll flash back to Huck's life. So Huck used to be in the army. The army people called and told him, the people called and wanted him to come out the army and come to DC or whatever and be where he is. Huck had a girlfriend, and she was like a school teacher. So he surprised her at school. He was behind her making faces and stuff, and she kept wondering why the kids was laughing. She turned around, it was him. They was excited. They kissed. The kids was like, ew, which is what normal kids do. And they showed him in the bedroom, and she was like, I can't believe you here. We're touching. Huck seemed so regular when he was, I know he done been through a lot, but he seemed so regular. He looked different. He just looked totally different. His hair was different. His facial features, he just looked so different. He looked carefree, stress-free, happy. He was just like, regular old human being. So the woman's like, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad that you're touching me. Like it just feels so real. I wonder how long this is gonna be. And he said, well, I'm being offered a job. And she's like, are you really? So that means you'll be here with me every day? You will never have to go back? And he's like, no, I'll be here with you every day if I take the job. And she's like, this is just going to be so unreal. So he goes to the job interview, and the guy with the hat, which is also the one that was on the elevator with him, that he was supposed to kill when they were supposed to kill Hollis. I'm trying to think of the man's name. I'm thinking it's David, but I don't think that's it. So they are all, I didn't know that they knew each other in the past. So David had already been like a known killer or whatever before Huck even got in. So David, the boss man, is asking Huck to do this. He's like, we got this job for you. This is the amount of money you'll make. You'll never need for anything. And he's like, well, what's the job? And so the man just kept beating around the bush. And he's like, are you going to take it or not? And so he was like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not that kind of person. And he was like, we don't take no for an answer around here. And so the guy was holding his gun. He was like, I guess gonna shoot him if Huck would have said no. So Huck's like, I'll take the job. They break him in, show him what to tell him. We're killers. That's what we do. This is how we do it. At first, Huck was like, because of course, who kills people and just be okay with it in the beginning? So he was having problems with it and issues with it or whatever. And him and his girlfriend ended up getting pregnant. And so he was just so excited after he heard the news, baby. He started killing people, and it was no problem then. He was like, oh, today I'm having a great day. Are you having a great day? Well, I see you have a beautifully nice manicure. He told one person he was going to kill, so I'm going to start with your toes. I'm having a great day. He was happy because the girl was pregnant. He was like, marry me. I want you to marry me. Now, meanwhile, none of these people know he have a girlfriend and she pregnant and all of that stuff. Okay, so we're going to flashback. We're going to come back to that because this is how the show did. I'm trying to keep up with the flow of the show. So, Harrison calls Olivia, or Olivia called Harrison or whatever. I guess some kind of way she found out he was there. That he had come by. And she was like, hey, how's everything going? And he was like, yeah, I tried to come by, but the Secret Service wouldn't let me in. And he picked up on the fact, she was like she had gotten caught. Like nobody ever knew that she was messing around with the president. And she was like, Harrison. And he was like, don't worry about it, it's none of my business. But he seemed hurt. Like I thought they could be together, but I think she's too strong for him and he's not strong enough for her, but he's strong outside of her. So he was like, you don't need to tell me anything, you don't need to explain, that's none of my business. I just know that I did try to come. And to see you, but they wouldn't let me in. And she was like, yeah, I know they're guarding me. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, I know they're guarding me closely. How's Huck? And he's like, Huck is not all here. He's sitting in the corner. He keeps saying 752. We don't know what's going on with him. He won't talk to none of us. And she said, the thing I know about Huck, you just need to sit. We are a team. We need to sit together, just talk to him. He just needs somebody to talk to him. And so they all had their chances at talking to him. Like, they each individually went and talked to him, and they was telling them their story. And then hopefully that would help him. Now, he listened, but after he listened, he would go back to 752. And I thought that 752 was like the time he would kill his people, because he'd take their watches. That was his thing. I don't know what it was, but he would take their watches and keep it in this little case and underneath the piano at him and his girlfriend's house. So, okay, let's flash back to them now. Okay, the girl, they go and they get married at the just of the piece or wherever they get married at. She got a little stomach, so he killing more people, and loving it too. So she ended up having a baby. He was killing somebody when she was getting ready to have a baby, so he had to rush. They delivered the baby. It was a boy. Huck has a son, y'all, and he's still living. I'm gonna get to it. So Huck and the woman had a baby. Everything's going lovely and fine. All of a sudden, Huck come home one day, and the guy, I'm gonna just say David, I don't think that's his name, the man with the hat, he was in there holding the person's baby. I mean, holding Huck's baby, and the girl was there, and she was just hee ha ha. I was like, if only she knew. So he was like, you didn't tell nobody that you was married with a child. You can't be married with a child. You got to get rid of him. He was like, I'm not killing my family. And he was like, you just need to get rid of him, or we gonna get rid of you. So they go, and Huck's trying to tell her, okay, you need to leave. I'm not trying to leave you like your father did, but you need to pack some stuff up and you need to go. She's like, but what are you talking about? I don't want to go. And he was like, what do you mean I don't want to go? And she said, what do you mean I don't want to go? You and the baby need to go so y'all can be safe and blah blah blah. So before they could leave, him and the baby and all them, the CIA people come and they take Huck away. So they lock him in this cage, and that's how he turned into who he is right now. Like, they kept him in a cage. They just kept him in a cage. Do you have a wife and kids? Yes. They close the top back on him. They come back the next day or the next week. You have a wife and kids? Yes. They close it back. Come back the next day. Do you have a wife and kids? Yes. No. They close it back. They want him to say no. They want him to forget that he have wife and kids, so he could get out. So, okay, I know the guy name. Charlie. Charlie is it. I just thought about it. I kept thinking about it in the back of my head, but his name is Charlie. So, they was like, keep him in there for 2 months this time. And she's like, 2 months? Oh no, we can't do that. We can't keep him in there for 2 months. So he was like, well, until he forget he have a wife and kids, he gonna be in there for 2 months. And Charlie didn't really like that, because Charlie kind of liked her, So after the little 2 or 3 months or whatever, they lift the thing up, and he was like, you have a wife and kids? And he was like, no, I don't have a wife and a child. I don't have any family. So that's when the man let him out. But he was supposed to kill him. Charlie was supposed to kill him, and he didn't. He told him to get away, like escape. And Huck was looking like, are you sure? Because I'm ready to go. Don't play with me. And so he went on and left. So when he's sitting at the so it goes back to, it goes back to what's her name? Olivia and Fitz. He's trying to tell her how much he loved her, and saying, he's talking about how she hurt him, and he's like, what do you mean I hurt you? You hurt me. And they were talking about defiance. She was supposed to believe him. He was all she had. And they were just back and forth about how much they love each other and how they betrayed each other. You betrayed me. You betrayed me. I love you. I love you. You still want this? Are you still in love with me? Please admit you still in love with me. She was like, yes, I'm still in love with you, but I can't do this. I'm done. It's done. So she hurry up and get ready to leave. So Fitz get mad. He getting ready to walk out the hospital room. He tells he asks Jake like what happened, and he was like, she didn't tell you what happened, and he was like, no. He said, I was coming, I came by, seen some guy, and he knocked her out or something, and he was like, find out who he is, you know. So he was like, okay. Goes to shows Melly. Melly mad because the Secret Service guy told her that Fitz was at the hospital with Olivia, and he had been with her, told her what happened. She had hurt herself, somebody knocked her out in the head or whatever, and he been up there with her, and that he'll be home soon. And she's like, oh, thank you, don't worry about it. She getting ready to pack up and leave. She gonna go stay somewhere else. She gonna go under the ground so won't nobody know she gone. She taking the son. He's like, you're not taking my son nowhere. She said, I'm taking him where he loved, and we're not gonna be with your little slut and whatever he called prostitute, HOE or whatever. And she goes, I'm done. We're through, you know. And since you can't get rid of her, I'm gonna make sure you need to choose her, or you need to choose your family, because when I get ready to expose you, you'll never have to worry about trying to be the president again, because I'm gonna tell them everything you got going on, and the clock is ticking, so you need to come to your senses. So he just standing there looking like a lost Betsy Bug. So the whole group, they done all went and try to talk to Hook and all of that. It's not working. He's still saying 752. So after he get out, the people, I guess, they show Jake going to talk to the mystery man. He told him he won't out, and he's like, you know, that's never gonna happen. And he goes, Olivia is okay. Something going. He said Olivia's okay. We gonna use her as a bait to lure Albatross into the open or whatever. And they go back to the past, and that same man was sitting at the table when Charlie told them that he had killed Huck, but he really didn't. He let him go. So this guy here must be something over this little killer group that they have going on, and now Jake worked with him. So it's just all crazy, y'all. But they only have 2 more episodes left for the season finale. But anyway, he was like, I just can't kill anymore. I want out. And he's like, now you know there's no such thing as want out. So you know, he tell Huck to go and leave and act like he dead or whatever. Don't come back around. You better hide out or whatever. So, comes back, Olivia come back to the office. Everybody's like, you okay? You alright? You okay? You alright? And she's like, I'm fine. Where is he? Where is he? And back to her normal, fast talking, speedy self. And so he's still in the corner saying 752, 752, 752. And so she's talking to him, and she's like, we're in this together. You saved me. I didn't save you. I was so empty. I'm always alone. I still feel all alone. Yes, we have Abby and Quinn and Harrison, but me and you, we have each other. This is all because of us. We started this. We've been in this together for. I never knew that if I offered this man this cup of coffee, it would turn into this. We spent our saddest days together, and I don't want to be alone. And she touched him, and she held him, and he finally said, I think I have a family. And she said, well, if you think you have a family, then you do have a family, and we're going to try to see where they are. So she take his hand, she pick him up off the floor. Harrison is like, oh God. And she's like, why? What's wrong? You not happy? And he said, now we're never going to figure out what 752 meant, because Olivia has solved the problem now. So it flashbacks to, it's about to tell you what 752 meant. And it meant that when Huck was sitting down at the train station, you know, homeless or whatever, he was getting off the train with his mama, which happens to be his wife and his son, and he is so beautiful. They just so cute, but so handsome. But the little boy is like, well, what time is it? What time is it? And he wants to give the man $1, which happens to be his dad. His mama never came over to see, so she was like, go over there and hurry up. Come on, we gotta go. And so he look at him and he smile at him, and Huck has tears in his eyes and all of that. And as the boy is leaving, he looks up at the time at the little train station or railroad station, wherever they at, and it says 7:52. So that's the exact time that, you know, his heart was really broken, that he saw his son and he really couldn't, I guess, confess to who he was, or he had to keep it a secret to keep them out of danger, you know. So that was the purpose of 7:52. So that's what we know about Huck. He was in the army. They called him out of the army to be a killer because he was good at what he does. He ended up getting married, having a baby. Did I tell him they wanted him to get rid of the baby and stuff? He was gonna run away with the baby and all that. They called him. They locked him in this little room. Yeah, I'm real congested if you can hear it. And my sinuses and allergies are draining. But they locked him in a room until he didn't remember he had a wife and kids. He met Olivia at the train station while she was waiting on the train. She saw him there every day, and I guess eventually they grew from there. So that was it on that part. Next week is supposed to show Mellie about to get ready to talk to the press about her husband being with Olivia. Olivia's trying to tell her to leave her alone, let her be with his wife, or she gonna destroy him. I think Cyrus is trying to get Olivia killed on the slide. I don't know what's going on with that. But Cyrus done turned all the way out. I don't know what he's trying to protect. He needs to be trying to worry about Mellie and what she doing. But whatever. So 2 more episodes, you guys, to the season finale. And then Scandal will be on hiatus, which is all shows until, I guess, the August, September. So you think y'all were upset about this 3 weeks. Y'all going to be real upset about like 2 or 3 months. So enjoy the rest of you all's weekend. I'll see you next week for a new Scandal review. And excuse me for being so congested. I really didn't even want to do this video, but it was a new episode. I had to do a new video. Like, what? If I didn't, I knew you'd be mad. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your continued support. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. I really appreciate all that. Corrective criticism, opinions, options, whatever. Don't be afraid to say something. Alright, talk to you all later. See you next Friday or next Saturday for your Scandal review. Bye-bye.